Hey, welcome to Jihad Gaming. I am Jihad, and I want to give you my thoughts on Batman Arkham Knight. And I really, honestly, I don't know what to think about it, really. I love it and hate it at the same time. I don't want to love it, and at the same time, I don't want to hate it either. I have fun playing it. But there's just some things about it that irks me. That just really... And, I want to talk about those things. So, let's start with the pros. First, combat's fluid. It has great combat in it. Amazing combat. They've added new elements to the combat that just makes it seem more like Batman, and it's amazing. That's always a plus. There's no downside to that. Another thing that I like, and it's another thing that I'll get to later, the Batmobile. I love the Batmobile. The Batmobile is amazing. I mean, when you drive around in it, you feel like Batman. It's amazing. The skins for it are pretty cool. Even when it goes into tech mode, I can kind of see Batman doing that. You know, if he's like going up against an army, which he is in the story. So yeah, I mean, and dual play. Dual play is another plus. I love dual play. I love being able to be Batman and Robin together. You know, taking out thugs, taking out enemies. Same for Catwoman, Nightwing. You know, dual play also seems really fluid too. Like you can just change between characters like flawless. If you're real good at it. If you're confused and don't know what to do, then you will have some troubles. But I mean, it's not like it's the hardest thing in the world. You'll pick it up easy. So yeah. Side missions were they were good and bad. Some of them were good. Of course, they were gonna have like the Riddler in it, which I kind of expected that. So. What else? The Heir to the Cowl with Azrael. That was a fun one. The Man-Bat finally. I mean, when all in Arkham City, when people were like posting up videos, is like, is that the Man-Bat at the chapel? Is like, no, that wasn't Man-Bat. Sorry. But in this game, they incorporated him, so now we all know what Batman, or not Batman, but Man-Bat would look like in the Arkham games. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, there's some missions that stuck out, like Blackfire. I mean, I didn't understand why he was in the game. I think it would have been more fitting to have like the Court of Owls in there, because the Court of Owls is actually a pretty good series in the comics. It would have been kind of hard to orchestrate it, I guess, a little. I don't know, in the Arkham Knight game, but I think they could have made it fit. Just my opinion. The map and look of this game is absolutely amazing. The map, I believe they said it was 5 times the size of Arkham City, which is amazing, and it definitely looks bigger than Arkham Origins map, which sadly enough they're closed off in this map. But I mean, the map's pretty big enough, I'd say. I mean, the map is fairly extremely big enough. It doesn't. I mean, I would love a full working Gotham City. That'd be amazing. But I mean, I understand. Baby steps. Nonetheless, the map is pretty big. Especially whenever you drive around in the Batmobile, it makes it seem bigger, you know. So, yeah, the map is pretty awesome, and the look, oh my God, the look of this game is just beautiful. I mean, look at this water, look at this water, and right there you see Arkham Asylum, and right there next to it's the, I don't know, oil rig, Ferris wheel, Joker area, which is going to be like the Batgirl DLC thing, is my guess, because I mean it looks like a Ferris wheel in the distance, but it's on up high on a big old oil rig, so I don't know. But yeah, look at the water. The water is absolutely amazing. Look at the look at this game. It's just so beautiful. The rain when it comes down on the cape and the suit, you can actually see it. When it hits the Batmobile, it's absolutely amazing. It's just, oh my goodness, I can't express enough how beautiful this game looks. IGN did a comparison where they put up a PC version of the game right up next to an Xbox One. And the Xbox One's graphics looked a lot better than the PC's. They did the same thing for PC against the PlayStation 4's, and the PlayStation 4's graphics were better than the PC's. So, I don't know why that is. From what I keep on hearing all the time, the PC's always better looking. Clearly not in this case. In this case, the PlayStation 4 is, look at that cape. Look how it glides, look how it glistens. See the water dripping straight down from the cape. It's just, it's amazing. It's just an amazing looking game. Oh my goodness. That's one thing that they got right with it. Now, cons. I do have problems with this game. My thoughts. And I wanted to start it with the pros first because I didn't want it to seem like I was completely ragging on the game, completely hating on it, because I don't hate the game. I partially do, but I still play it. I still have fun kicking butt and driving around in the Batmobile, but there are some things with the game that I do have issues with, such as one. And it's mostly for all this, really. I mean, no content. No content whatsoever. Now, granted, the game's just been out. It's been out for, what now, a month? Right? June 23rd. Yeah. No, 3 weeks. It's been out for over 3 weeks. My bad. Excuse me. It's been out for over 3 weeks. And so far, all that we've gotten, I don't have the season pass, so I don't know everything that's in the season pass now. From what I hear, the Flashpoint Batman skin, which don't interest me, and the first appearance Batman skin, which don't interest me. Excuse me. So it's just no content. There's no content for this game. From what I hear, they will be releasing Batmobile. Oh, excuse me. They will be releasing Batmobile racetracks on variations of the Batmobile, like the animated series, which I would love to see that. The Tumbler from The Dark Knight, which I would love to see that. And other variations of the Batman movies and then the comics, and yeah. But here's the problem, they're not free roam. They're racetrack accessible only, which is kind of lame. I mean, I say kinda because it is. I mean, you will be playing as like the Keaton Mobile. You'll be driving around in the animated series. You'll be driving around in the Keaton Mobile, in the Tumbler, in the Val Kilmer Batmobile, and things like that. So it will be pretty cool for that extent. And each racetrack will be themed to its own Batmobile. So I can see that makes sense, but I would rather. What if I don't want to race? What if I just want to? I don't know if you guys can hear the train, but what if I just want to free roam in the Tumbler? Can't do that, and it's really irritating. There's no content for this game whatsoever. For one thing, here's first con: no playable characters outside of dual play. So if you want to play as Catwoman, you have to replay the story up to where it goes up to the Riddler, right? And where you can switch between Batman and Catwoman. If you want to play as Catwoman, you have to redo that over and over. So that's stupid. Even in Arkham City, it had a little bit of free roam with Catwoman because it came with her own little accessible story mode. And it was limited to the entire environment of Arkham City. So, it's just, if you want to play as Robin, you have to replay through the story again, up to the point where Batman and Robin are together. And it's just, it's lame. I'll just say that much. It is 100% purely lame. There's no content for this game. You cannot free roam as Catwoman, Robin, Nightwing. You can't. No Azrael. I mean, if you want to play as Nightwing in a challenge map, you can't even play any of these characters in a challenge map. But if you want to play as Nightwing in a challenge map, there's only one accessible challenge map that requires Batman and Nightwing in a dual play feature. But if you want to play as Nightwing, you have to replay that same challenge map over and over and over again, just so you could switch to Nightwing and play as him. Not worth it. Not worth it at all. So it's just, there's no free roaming with these characters either. And I believe even before Arkham City came out, people were asking for like free roam. You know, even after Arkham City came out, a year later after Arkham City came out, people wanted free roam for the next Batman game. What did they get? They got Arkham Origins. It only gave us Deathstroke, only one playable character to play in challenge maps. And then the Bruce Wayne Initiation came out with DLC, which was meh. It just, you had like the ninja Bruce Wayne, and it was just, still you couldn't free roam it as any of these characters, and it was, so it was, there's just no content for this game. No free roaming. You can't play as any other character outside of dual play. There is one challenge map with just Azrael. But here's the thing, if you want to play as Azrael, you have to replay the same challenge map over and over and over again. Not worth it. Maybe if you get bored of something and you figure, well, I want to do this here again. Which brings up to the next point. Short DLCs. The Harley Quinn DLC, extremely short. It's like 10, 15 minutes long. 20, maybe a little bit of 20 minutes if you take your time with it and just try to savor whatever you can with the DLC. Same thing for the Red Hood DLC. It was fun, really fun playing as them. The dual wielding guns, and even the Predator stuff of the Red Hood was amazing, but it was short-lived. Just, I mean, I don't know. It bothers me that it's like 10, 15 minutes long. If you take your time with it, it's just really super short. That's why when the Batgirl DLC comes out, I'm really hoping that it's longer than 10, 15 minutes. Even if it's 2 hours long, in my mind, that's still like too short. I would love it if it was like 4 hours long. Something that's actually like a story DLC, other than like a little mini feature, you know. But the DLC is already finished, and it will be coming out soon. And $6.99, I think, on July 24th for non-season pass users. So I'll be getting it. I don't have season pass, so I'll be getting it that way. I don't see myself spending $40 on any of this stuff other than the Batgirl DLC, and hopefully they'll come out with like the Batman Beyond skin. But anyway, on to the next one. Too much Batmobile. Yeah, like that was like some of the problems that a lot of people had was too much Batmobile. GameSpot, IGN, other places. Too much Batmobile. I would say that the game is like 70-75% all Batmobile. Like taking out the unmanned drone tanks, defusing the bombs, solving Riddler puzzles to get Riddler trophies, which is also takes another 70 or 75% to complete all the Riddler trophies. Requires you to have the Batmobile. Let's see here. The only places that Batman does not need the Batmobile: the orphanage home where Riddler is, and Stag's airship. The final boss fight, even with the Arkham Knight. You have 4 boss fights with the Arkham Knight. One with a chopper, second with the cloudburst tank, and third with the underground drill, which all 3 of them require the Batmobile to use to beat him with. So yeah, just it's too much Batmobile. Too much Batmobile. And by the time you get to the 4th battle, you get, it's just, you're like, it's not worth it, because it's just too much Batmobile. I wish they didn't go that route. I really wish they didn't, because Batman does not rely on the Batmobile this much, and not in comic books, not in movies. So I just I wish they didn't do too much Batmobile. I mean, the best part about it is, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love driving around in it. I love ejecting out from it. I love running over thugs with it and hitting them with beanbags from the riot suppressor and everything. And it's fun. It's really fun. I just wish that some of the actual challenges and the progression of the story did not require like all of the Batmobile to get through. So it's just I see what other people were saying when they said it was too much Batmobile. I see that now. New Game Plus, I want to talk about that for a little bit. The fact that I like to play it on easy. Whenever I did, I do that because I want to get comfortable with the controls, and without any difficulty. I want to be able to go through the story and enjoy the story. So that's why I play it on easy first. I play it on normal the second go around. But I noticed that I unlocked New Game Plus. Whenever I did that, I noticed that it's on Nightfall difficulty. So you can't even get that difficulty through the main menu. So if you want Nightfall difficulty, you have to beat the game once and unlock New Game Plus, and it's on the New Game Plus. And you can't even change that difficulty, which is a problem I have with it. You guys may like it, but I hate that. I hate the fact that I can't change it. I mean, it's not like I had any problems with it. I still managed to beat New Game Plus. I just didn't like the fact that I couldn't change the difficulty. So, yeah. On the next topic, which is spoiler filled, the Arkham Knight, which, spoiler, I'm letting you guys know, click away from the video if you don't want to hear anything about it. If you have not seen, heard, or played this game yet. So, you guys have been warned. The Arkham Knight is Red Hood, Jason Todd, which a lot of people have guessed and known from the beginning. I assumed that it was an original character because Rocksteady said numerous occasions that it was an original character. So, and I praised that, no, Rocksteady wouldn't lie to us. No, of course not. It made me look stupid. It made them look like a liar and jackasses. Just saying. Just my opinion. And before you guys even start and say, well, the Arkham Knight is kind of an original character. I mean, it's like, no. No. Not even to an extent. The name Arkham Knight and the look is different. I give them that. But that's all it is a look. It's not an actual character. The name, it's a persona. It's a hidden identity. Like my real name, and then I've got J-Hyde. J-Hyde's a nickname. It's a persona. It's what I go by. So it's not a character. They lied, and I feel like I was lied to, and I feel like I was cheated to. Whenever I found out, and I hated the fact, but there's nothing I can do about it. It irritates me, but I try and look past it. So now whenever I replay through the story and I know that it's the Red Hood, I look through the story, I pay attention to the story again, and I'm just, I'm like, well, yeah, this story's kind of okay, now that I know it's the Red Hood and not an actual original character, like they said it was, because I kind of want to see what they would have done if it was an original character. Well, you know, what would he have been like, you know, but they didn't go that route, and so now whenever I replay the story and I see him as the Red Hood and stuff, I kind of rethink of the movie Under the Red Hood, which this game has a plot hole in it. Like, why did Jason Todd need two different personas? He didn't need that. In Under the Red Hood, Batman didn't know who this Red Hood guy was. He didn't know that Jason Todd was the Red Hood. He assumed he was dead, like he assumes in this game that Jason Todd is dead. It's not like he's going to know instantly, oh, the Red Hood's Jason Todd. So, I mean, there was no need for Red Hood to have two different personas. They didn't need to hype up this game by saying such BS about, oh, he's an original character, when really they could have said the main villains are Scarecrow and Red Hood, because that would have built up hype as it is already, because everyone wanted Red Hood for like Arkham City, for Arkham Origins. I mean, everyone, even though that would have been big continuity error to have Red Hood in Arkham Origins, but still nonetheless, everyone wanted him like in Arkham City, or even they were talking about the next game that Rocksteady or WB Montreal makes. They wanted Red Hood. So, I mean, they could have hyped up this game this way, and Batman in this game could have been just like in the animated movie. Well, who is this Red Hood guy? Who is this character? You know, instead of, oh, who's this Arkham Knight guy? So it just plot holes, flaws. But I look past it. But I try and look past them now that I know that it's Jason Todd. And I mean, part of me already knew, kind of, because they were building up to it. I mean, you could tell they were building up to it in the game, but still, part of me didn't want to believe it, but a part of me already knew. So, once I played through the game a second time, it didn't bother me that much, and I kind of saw it as like a good story. Because it's not the best, it's not great, but yeah, it's a good story. It takes a lot of elements from the Nolan Batman movies. So yeah. The next one would probably have to be like the ending. I hate the ending. The ending's good. I like the part where Batman fights his inner Joker when he gets induced. I don't know. Gets too much fear toxin in him. Once that happens, he fights his inner Joker, and that's really fun. I love how they brought him back, which, by the way, I called it. I called the fact that the Joker would be an inner, like, too much fear toxin. Batman would start seeing the Joker like a apparition or an image, talking in his ear the whole time. I called that. But I hated the fact that Batman had to reveal his secret identity to the world, because that really makes it hard for a sequel to this game moving forward. But I'm pretty sure that won't stop DC and WB from trying. So yeah. I just hate the fact. So I'm like, so if Red Hood comes in, shoots the gun out of Scarecrow's hand, and like shoots the lock off one of Batman's hands, I'm like, okay, so all it could have taken was placing, like, time. I'm stumbling over my own words. It would have taken time placement, or place time, something or other. Just moved Red Hood over like 20 minutes, maybe 5 minutes before, Jim Gordon took the mask off Batman. Have him shoot the gun out of Scarecrow's hand then. Have him shoot the lock off one of Batman's arms then. And then have Batman fight back, without having his identity revealed. Word placement, people. Positioning. Time in scripts. Learn it. But anyway, yeah, that part just irked me. It made it, it makes for a good ending, kinda. I can kinda see that. It just irks me that they did it, because, now the whole world knows, and it bothers me. It makes it hard for a sequel. But yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of all the problems I have with it. Now, when GameSpot gave this game a 7 out of 10, and IGN gave this game a 8 out of 10, and all the other places gave it a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10, I honestly believe they were being way too generous, because I give this game a 6 out of 10. That's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. I'm sticking with it. You guys may have your own, and that's fine. But yeah, that's all the time that I got today. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, show your support, share your opinions with me. Do you like or hate any of the stuff with this game? See you guys next time.